This is FX RBS with ForexSimplified.com, and we're with the Monday class. Today we're going to talk about breakouts, pennants. Those will be formations that are good to be traded with the current market conditions. We have experienced very fast moves in the last couple of weeks. The volatility is a lot higher. We see a lot smaller pullbacks. It is rare that we see any price patterns like Gartlers or bats. And remember, it is good to trade with the trend. The dollar is very strong right now. Pound and the euro are a lot weaker. And so are some of the other currencies out there. So what we're doing is we're pretty much trading with the direction of the trend, trying to find continuation patterns, but since price is not pulling back as much as we need to for a good pattern, it's hard for us to find price patterns such as Gartley, BAT, and all those continuation patterns. So what we're going to do is we're trading breakouts, we're trading pennants, flags, and support and resistance, support becoming resistance formations, and this is what we're going to be talking tonight. And I hope this will be something useful for all of you guys, because it's what the market gives us right now. Here, what I would like to start with is Euro-dollar daily chart. Just want to show you a simple example of support becoming resistance. Now here we see price trending in a bearish trend. I will hide some of the candles. Here we form support level, and this support level is broken. We form the next support level, we come back and we retest the previous support level. Now this support level is acting as resistance. And here is where we're looking for sell opportunities. When price continues, we'll wait for price to come back near this level of past support, now resistance. When price comes back, we'll start looking for bearish opportunities. If we see candlestick formations or any fib levels, candlestick formations formed at fib levels, we can sell those. And of course, we do that in a smaller time frame. Now, I'm also going to show USD franc, because the USD franc has been trading in such a behavior for a very, very long time. Here we see this red line formed very nice resistance level. Price bounced off it once, again, here, then again. And finally, price breaks above. It's trading around this level, breaking, and we can see here how price came back to retest this level. Now here we have resistance formed. Price broke resistance, went up, it pulled back, and it continued at the same level where previously we had resistance. Now we had resistance. This resistance is now acting as support. What we can do is we can pull also, if we want, a fib, and here we can see a nice match of this resistance becoming support level with the 618 fib level as well. And if we have candlestick formation on a 1 hour or 4 hour chart, we can enter this bullish, or at least we know that since we have tested this level, now it's time for price to continue trading bullish. Price breaking above, coming back, and see again. Now this was resistance level. In future, this resistance level may act as support. Price broke resistance, came back. It came back almost to that exact same level, and it continued to trade bullish. Now sometimes when price is moving very fast, we won't see a perfect bounce of that exact level. A lot of times we will, but sometimes, like here, we can see that price didn't exactly touch, but it was very, very close to that resistance becoming support level. Here we can see that price had formed another resistance level, and right now price is trying to break this level and continue to trade bullish. Now what we can expect is we can see a pullback, retest of this level, and maybe bullish continuation. Price can also move a little further bullish and then come back to retest this level once it has moved and it has clearly broke that level, like here. See how far price went up. It clearly broke resistance, this resistance, and then came back to retest it. From all the moving those lines. I'm not lining up with my candles. Now, once we break this resistance, that exactly same level will be acting as support. And this is what we call resistance becoming support, and it's how we trade it. Now on a smaller time frame, we go and we look for candlestick formations, or we look for fib levels to be traded. If we see fib level converging with resistance becoming support, or of course support becoming resistance if we go in the other direction, if we see such a convergence between the resistance and the fib levels, we know that we have higher probability trade once we have this convergence. Now another way of trading those fast-moving markets is by trading breakouts. Now, a lot of times we'll see, and this especially between sessions, where price will kind of consolidate. It might form pennant. The pennant looks kind of like triangle, or it will form a flag. Why this formation is called flag? Because if we draw it like this, it looks exactly like a flag. This is called flag. And what we do is, there is a couple of ways to enter formations like this. Let me give an example. Now what we can do is, in normal markets, a lot of times we'll see price come back once price breaks out of formation like this, like a pennant or a flag. Let me delete this line. When price breaks, a lot of times price will come back to retest either this bottom side or the middle of the formation. And we can enter on the retest and then trade the continuation. When markets are moving so fast, what we can do is we look for the candle closing out of the formation. Now this is the candle that closed below the pennant. And what I would do is, now this candle doesn't have a long wick, but what I do, once the candle closes out of the formation, I would draw a line at the low of this candle. Now this level becomes my entry, my sell entry. Let's try it again on another formation. Now here, this candle is very big, but still, just so I can show you how we can do it. And this is 1 hour chart. We can easily move to a 10-minute or 15-minute chart and be able to enter sooner. But I just want to show you how it's supposed to be done. We wait for the candle to close out of the formation, and we place entry at the low of this candle, and then we wait for price to continue the bearish move. Now I will try to go back in time and see exactly this formation. Now this happened at midnight on the 19th, and I will open a 10-minute chart to see how will that formation look on a 15-minute on a 10-minute chart. Now here is the formation. The 19 at midnight, this is the flag that we were talking about on the 1 hour chart. So what we do is we wait for a candlestick to close out of the formation, and we place an entry at the low of the candle. Now this candle closed at the low, so the close of the candle is the entry because the candle does not have a wick. So this becomes the entry. Now what we can use for a limit is either pivot lines, or we can use the arm of this pennant, of this flag, for a limit. And what we do is we place the arm starting at the highest point of this formation, is this high here, and the end of the arm is the limit. We zoom out. Here is where we would limit on this trade. Or if we want, we could use, as I said, pivot lines and place multiple entries with multiple limits. First one can be here, this pivot line, Then the next one here, and of course it will limit somewhere at this level. When we have the new pivots, once the 24-hour pass, like here, for example, we place limit at this pivot line, but then by the time price gets to this level, we already have a new pivot line. We can adjust the limit to down here. So from 083.47, we can adjust the limit to 083.25. And of course, since we're trading bearish, we are supposed to put the spread above the pivot line. So if we want to exit at 83.46, we need to put a couple of pips for the spread, so the limit will be 83.48. Or if we want to limit at 83.26, we need to place the limit at 83.2829. Now this same technique can be used also when price is breaking support. If we have, let me see if I have example like this. Now it doesn't matter if it's something angled like this, like a flag, or it's just simple break of support. We can always use that same technique. And the best results we'll get if we have the break happening sometime around market opening. Let's say like here in this case, Look, this pennant broke at midnight Pacific, which is a London opening. And this is when we have the most volatility in the market. We have the cleanest move because most of the UK and European traders place their orders at the opening of the market. So this is when we have the starting of the trend. A lot of times when UK opens, it will trend in one direction for the next couple hours. Sometimes the trend will continue till 4 o'clock Pacific time. This is 7 Eastern. Sometimes till 2 o'clock or 5 Eastern. But most of the time, at the opening of UK, we have one very strong trend. Now the same thing can happen when Asia opens. Asia opens at 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern in the afternoon. If we see formation like this breaking out at the opening of a market, opening of session, this is where we have the highest probability that this trade will work out. Now, what is a good place? We talked about the entry, we talked about the limits. Well, the most important part is, where do we put the stop? Now, a good place for the stop is above the high of this formation. Now, this is the flag. This is the high that we have. Now we can place the stop about 10 pips above this high. We assume that if price breaks to the south, price will continue. Now, let's see how big the stop is in this case. Here we have about 60 to 70 pips stop. Don't forget that those are very fast moving markets, and nowadays, especially over the last few weeks, is absolutely normal that we change our way of thinking and have a little larger stops, and of course our rewards are a lot bigger. Now only to the first pivot line we have 80 pips, to the second one we have 190. Now if we use the arm of the flag, the reward on this is 220 pips. So you guys can see how, yes, we use larger stop, but also the reward in this case is a lot bigger. And if you used to limit, because I know some guys are using scalping techniques, they would limit like maybe 20 or 40 pips, and this is their profit. Now you can adjust those limits to a little bigger ones. Like if you used to limit 20-40, maybe now you can limit 30-60 or 40-80. You need to think about it. We need bigger stops, we need bigger profits. Do you guys have any questions so far? I want to make sure everyone is on the same page. If you guys have any questions, please tap it anytime in the question box. Scott is saying that he has a problem with the confidence that the reward will run all the way to the limit. Now, I know right now it might seem that the limit is way too far, but guys, look at all the moves. Those moves are huge. We have a lot bigger liquidity. The volatility in the market is a lot bigger. If we used to have 50, 70, 100 pip ranges for the Aussie before, now the range is 160, 200 pips. On this day, 200 pips. On this day, 240 pips. Here, 400 pips. Now this is huge. Now we don't need to pick up all those 400 pips. Even if you pick 100 or 150 pips, that's absolutely fine, and it's a good profit. And as I said, if we trade when session is opening, we'll have a lot higher probability, and also the trade will end a lot faster. Now, I just wanted to look at this. Here, this is midnight Pacific time when London opens. And this is where we had the big move south. Let's see when did this move started. Now this is when US opened. Not sure what the date is, but we had some days when UK opened. Here we were still in consolidation. The previous day, and you'll need to look at the calendar as well to know here 12 o'clock again, and prices are starting to move bearish. Before that, of course, we had consolidation. Let's continue with some charts. Now this is USD franc 1 hour chart. We see price breaking above resistance. Also on the intraday scale, price came almost to past resistance, becoming support, and this is where price bounced off. I believe this was FIB convergence as well. Yes, 618 with 1618 near the pivot line at 115.50. Now what we can expect is further bullish move. Here price didn't really come down all the way to my convergence level. And as I said before, for the rules of resistance becoming support and support becoming resistance, price bounced off resistance becoming support, converging with 618. The most simple thing in the market, resistance becoming support. So again, just want to go over, when we see a breakout, it doesn't matter if it's a flag or just support. We look for candlestick to close below, and then our sell entry is the low of this candle. The low of the candle is the entry. We place stop the closest we can above the resistance. And this is the most simple way, guys, to trade the market in the conditions that we are in right now. Don't look for anything too advanced. Don't look for some weird strategies. Use the most simple techniques right now. Those are the techniques that will work best. Use the volatility of the opening of a session. This is where most of the institutions will place their orders. They will place their orders at the opening of the session, or maybe the first hour during the sessions. Now, when an institution has a large order, it's more likely that the pair will start trending in this direction. Now, when other traders see this move, they will jump in, they will add to the volatility of the move. Here, more people enter in the trade, then those big guys took some profit, price came back, and of course those who were late, they will pull their fibs for the intraday. They will see if they have fib convergence. What they'll do is, now they will try to trade this support becoming resistance, converging with the 618. Now the big guys entered, took profit, the profit taking moved the market back. Then the next wave of traders entering at the 618, converging with support becoming resistance. Also we have an evening star, also shooting star, bearish engulfing candle. More people enter here and they bring another wave of volatility in the market. Well, this is for tonight, guys. I'm glad all you guys showed up tonight. I hope this session was helpful, and you guys will be able to profit with those simple techniques. It's really the simple that will bring you pips in those market conditions, guys. Don't look for anything fancy. Nothing fancy is needed right now. Thank you, everyone. I will see you again next Monday. And with the Forex Simplified, guys, I will see you back in the chat room. If you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot me emails or find me on Skype. You can talk to me, no problem. I wish everyone safe trading and have a good night, guys.